So, 2.5 years later, and I finally decide to post a new lucid dreaming video. Shame on me. I know, you're mad. And rightfully so. Most of you subscribe to this channel purely for the lucid dreaming stuff, right? Let's be honest about it. And I haven't been dishing out the goods. Not for lack of goods to dish out, I've still got a shit ton of stuff to talk about, but just because I couldn't be bothered. But I sort of can be bothered again now, so I suppose I better take advantage of that feeling before it buggers off again for 2.5 years. So let's get stuck straight back in and address the elephant in the room. I think that's how the expression goes. That elephant being the question that is on some people's minds. Do I still lucid dream? Well, yeah, of course. But I suppose you want a more detailed answer than that, don't you? Oh, so needy. But alright, I'll oblige. But before I break this down, you should know that I'm going to be referencing the 5 layers fairly frequently during this video, both minor and major variations, and all subtle nuances that lay within. So do yourself a favour, pause this video, open a new tab, and go watch me 5 layers of a lucid dream series. It's quite good, it's worth a watch if you haven't seen it before, and even if you have seen it before, watch it again just to jog your memory. Whilst those lot have gone and it's just me and you, let me introduce myself again. I'm Rhys Jones. First lucid dream I can recall with clarity was when I was 7 years old. I'm pretty sure I had some before then too, but the memories are too vague to pinpoint. My first few lucid dreams were of course spontaneous. At this point I had no idea that what I was experiencing was called a lucid dream, or that there were neuronauts out there actually practicing to harness the ability. But regardless of that, I was fascinated by the phenomenon from day one, even as a young child, and that fascination slowly led to curiosity, and that curiosity very quickly led to me discovering that this was actually a thing. So at 13 I started practicing properly. This mainly consisted of me keeping a dream journal, a rather strange one at that. For some reason or another I decided to try and fit 2 lines worth of text to each line, which made the writing very small. I can't remember the exact reason behind that, but I think it had something to do with the fact I was depressed, and I thought that doing that gave it a manic sort of crazed look. Which it did. Dream signs and reality checks weren't such a big thing to me back then, although I was aware of some of my dream signs, and I did do reality checks from time to time, but not very often. Although I do very clearly remember having a post-it note stuck to the inside of my drawer door that asked me, "Are you dreaming?" every time I went to get a computer game. Not very original, but it did work, and every time I'd see it, I would say, am I? Anyway, at that point in my life, I got fairly good at it. I think I was probably having about 1 or 2 lucid dreams a week of varying layers, although back then I hadn't come up with the 5 layers concept, so I didn't really think of it in that way. But at 15, disaster struck, and I became a drug addict. That lasted for quite some time, and during that time I did stop keeping my dream journal. Tut tut tut. My dream recall remained intact during this period, but it just slightly downgraded itself. And my lucid dreams continued unabated, but again they just weren't quite as good and not quite as regular. At 19, after about 5 years of heavy drug use, I decided to finally stop messing up my entire life and quit drugs. Sort of. Either way, it was around this time that I started practicing lucid dreaming seriously again. Because I had the previous experience, I got very good again very quickly. And so, with my interest peaked, I began to formulate the 5 layers of a lucid dream concept. After tossing the idea around for a few months, I gained confirmation in a dream from a dream character that I should start sharing this 5 layers concept with the world. And so I did. I signed up for YouTube under Rhys Jones 87. I tried for Rhys Jones, but that was taken. And I posted my first ever video entitled The 5 Layers of a Lucid Dream. This was the original version, keep in mind, before Layer 0 existed, and whilst I was still using Layer 5 as the pinnacle. Can you believe that was nearly 6 years ago now? I've been posting videos on YouTube for nearly 6 years. Anyway, time went on, I hit 20, I started discussing the idea of Layer Zero with YouTube, and I posted my now fairly popular Lucid Dreaming for Beginners trilogy. Then I hit 21, I refined the 5 layers concept, added Layer Zero, dropped Layer 5, made Layer 4 the pinnacle, and made a 5 video series about it. At that point my Lucid Dreaming videos tapered off, but then at 23 I made a small return to the subject matter with a 4 video series about dreams versus reality and dream bridging. Along the way, I hosted the online mass meditation sessions, I hosted the online mass astral projection sessions, and I continued to post on YouTube in the form of music videos, spiritual videos, and most recently, woofing videos. So that brings us up to now, 2013. I'm 25, living in the States, looking to get back into making lucid dreaming videos. I hope you'll accept me back into your heart, because I have a lot to share. There's a lot of gaps I left unfilled along the way, and I want to go back and fill them up, if that's alright with you. So, is everyone back from watching my 5 layers of a lucid dream series? Good. Take a seat, relax, and let me tell you where I'm at with lucid dreaming in 2013. Well,